changes.
All right, one of the most successful videos on my channel every year is the sales tax video, how to collect it, the who, what, when, where, why, hows of sales tax, and how to file it. Now, every state is different. So this video, I'm not a tax professional or lawyer or financial advisor. I can't give you legal advice or legal instructions or financial advice. However, I can show you how I do it and how it's done here in Florida. I live in Florida if you're new to this channel or don't know that. Now, with that said, many states follow Florida's lead or are the same as Florida. We might follow their lead, and filing it is pretty accurate and pretty similar, or you can use these instructions to learn how to do it on your state's website. 99% of the states, I believe all of them, there may be some exceptions, you can receive your sales tax certificate online and you can file, report, and pay your sales tax on their Department of Revenue websites. There may be some exceptions. If there are, please leave them in the comment section below. But I think all 50 states do it that way online, especially since COVID. With that said, yes, the third-party platforms are collecting and paying sales tax on your behalf. So in most cases, you will not have to pay any money. Now, there are some states, such as Florida, where even though the websites are collecting for us, finally here in Florida, we don't have to pay, but we still have to fill out that form online and report it and let them know that we did X amount of sales. All of this is exempt because the platforms paid it, and then we owe $0 and then send it in. Otherwise, we can get fees and fines for not letting them know that. So even though, yes, we don't have to pay, we still have to report. So difference, reporting it, letting them know, and then actually paying. Previous to the platforms collecting for you and paying, you would fill all that out. It would give you a total, and you'd send them your $80 or your $100 or whatever it is. But now the platforms take care of that. If you sell anywhere where there is no collection and payment of taxes, sales tax, state sales tax we're talking about here, guys, on your behalf, then you will need to include that in your report and pay it. For example, let's say that you sell at a flea market every weekend, or at an antique booth, or maybe you do yard sales and you're doing like $500 a weekend, right? And so all of a sudden you do $2,000 in the month. In your quarter, you did $6,000. It's all local sales. You're supposed to be collecting sales tax when you do local transactions, and then you would pay your state. Some states require monthly reports and payments. Some states require quarterly. Florida is quarterly, and some states require once a year. I know out in California, there's a lot of people that do once a year. So anyways, it is absolutely crucial that you talk to a CPA or Department of Revenue, or find out from someone in your state experience, maybe another business owner you can link up with, who can help you with whether it's monthly, quarterly, yearly, and whether you have to just report it, or whether you have to report and pay, or whether you don't actually have to do anything, because there's some states who, if you don't know anything, you don't have to do anything. So make sure you get that information. I'm going to show you Florida. Let's go over to my computer and I will do a demonstration on exactly how Florida sales tax reporting and paying works. Let's check it out, guys. Okay, in the case of Florida, we have the Florida Department of Revenue. They handle a lot of stuff like property tax, child support, and they also handle our sales tax certificates. In fact, right on the top of their site is a print annual resale certificate. This is for companies that are already established. Now, if you go to register to collect or to pay taxes, this is where you'll actually set up a new business. So you can read this. It says you may be required to register to collect, accrue, or remit taxes or fees if you're engaged in activities associated with a tax or fee, and it talks about all of that. It tells you about the forms, and you can scroll down and you can check all that, right? And you can see everything that they require. You can read up on this or more. Now, once you're inside of the print section, it has sales tax. You can print your sales tax annual certificate, and it also has instructions for filing sales tax, etc. So that's where you would do that at once you are set up and once you're registered. Now, let's say that you want to actually report your taxes, because that's what this video is going to be about, right? So what we will do is we'll go back to the home page, and there's a file and pay section, right? So you're going to click on file and pay, and then this is going to be under the sales and use tax section, sales and use tax, excuse me. So you'll click on that, and then it's going to ask you for your user ID and password, or you can log in with your certificate and business partner number. Now, when you register a new business in Florida, they will mail you an e-services information packet, and it will have your user ID and password. It will also have your certificate and business partner number on it, which you can also look up online. So I'm going to go ahead and log into this, and then we'll come back once I'm logged in, so you don't see my user ID and password. Okay, now I am logged in. It has a bulletin board with kind of like the news. You can check over those. And then I'll go to next. And now it's going to pop up with the schedule. And so we're quarterly here in Florida. There are some exceptions. Again, make sure you know what you are. This has my business, Worldwide Sales LLC. And then it has 2021 payment or return with payment submission deadlines. And so, for example, we're about to be in October, right? We're in September right now of 2021, which January, February, March is first quarter. April, May, June is second quarter. July, August, September is your third quarter. You'll collect September through September, July, August, and September, and then you pay in October. So if we come down here, if you're quarterly, which is this one, and we scroll down, we have over here, the quarterly cutoff for September is October 19th. You have to pay by October 19th. But it takes them a couple days to process. So you really want to process. And by a couple days, I mean literally, if you process your payment on Monday night, it probably won't hit till like Thursday. So if Monday is the 18th and Thursday or Tuesday, or say Monday's the 17th and Tuesday's the 18th and Wednesday's the 19th, you could be late even though it's due Wednesday by filing it Monday. That's just how Florida's site is. It's stupid. File it as early as you possibly can. I try to file it like by the 10th or 11th every month. Okay, so anyways, October 19th, right? And this gives you the cutoffs. It says all transactions must be submitted and confirmed prior to 5 p.m. Eastern or it counts on the next day, and then their 2-day processing. It's silly. Just file early. Hit sales and use tax. And then it's going to give you the list. So you can print your resale certificate here, reprint your confirmation pages, update your profile, check for bills. What you want is the DR15 sales and use tax. If you want to amend one, a previous one that you've done, it would be the second option. But anyways, we want the first one. We'll click there. And now you're going to see I've blacked out my address and things. Not that it matters. It is what it is. I have a P.O. box. But anyhow, it's going to ask you for signature, phone number, email, etc. And then check here to use filing contact information on file with the DRL. So I could check that and it will pop up with my signature, phone, and email that I already have in. Okay. Now we're going to go into the second part of it, which is below where we're at here, and show you exactly how to fill it out. Okay, now we have all of my personal information out of the way. This is the actual section that you fill out. And so it looks a whole lot of confusing, but for the majority of us, let me show you how quickly and easily this can be done. So again, previously, let's pretend like eBay and the platforms were not paying it for you. They are paying it for you, but let's just pretend that they weren't. Let's say that your gross sales were $4,000 for the quarter, right? Your exempt sales. Exempt means you don't owe Florida sales tax on them, which means it was not in the state of Florida. It was out of the Florida. Let's say you did $3,000 to other states and you did $1,000 to Florida. So we know that $3,000 went elsewhere and doesn't matter. Your taxable amount automatically becomes $1,000, right? Because obviously 4,000 less 3,000, 1,000 went to Florida. And then the amount of tax due. So Florida's tax rate is 6%, but we also have a county Sur Tax, and your county Sur Tax is based on the county that you're in. Every county is different. You have to look it up. In my county, in the place that I live, it's 1.5%. So my total is 7.5%. So we would take the 1,000 right here and we would multiply it times 0.075, which is 7.5%. And my tax due would be $75. Okay. Now, taxable purchases is if you bought something that you owe use tax on and nobody charged you sales tax for it. You're supposed to report that. Commercial rentals, transient rentals, and food and beverage vending. These have their own categories. If you do that, you'll need to fill those out. Now, with that said, any lawful deductions, which means anything that they've told you can deduct, you could put in here. But anyways, it automatically reports your total amount of tax due and your net tax due. Now, down here, it shows your amount due. Any collection allowances, that is basically less collection allowances is what I understand is supposed to be if other platforms took care of it. So like if eBay paid that $75, you would put that in, but somebody else, a CPA, had told me not to do that. So this is, again, if you owed $1,000, like you sold on Craigslist or something, you would owe that $1,000 and you would pay it. But now that the platforms are doing it, let's say that all of it was collected on eBay, you would just put $4,000 was exempt and you owe nothing, right? There you go. I'm trying to show you guys an example if you actually had to pay something. So we know that that's 75, okay? Now when we scroll down, the other line you have to worry about is 15D. This is the amount of discretionary sales surcharge tax due, right? This is included in your total. What this is that county amount, that 1.5%. So the state's 6, And the county that I live in is 1.5, which is how it came to 75. Well, that means the state is going to get $60 and the county is going to get $15. Everybody see how I came to that? My total sales in Florida were 1,000 and I owe 7.5% total. 6 to the state, 1.5 to the county. That's $75. 60 to the state, 15 to the county. So 15D is the total that goes to the county. So that would be that $15. And that would be the end of it. When you scroll down to the end, it's going to ask you to save it and submit it later or click next, and that next screen will take you to the payment screen. And that's as easy as it is, guys. Now, this is assuming that you actually sold somewhere that you would owe money. If all the platforms took care of it for you and you didn't do any sales outside of that, all your sales would be exempt. You would owe $0. And down here in 15D, you would owe $0. And that would be the end of it. And you would click through and you'd have a $0 payment. It'd still ask you to file it, which is fine, but it would say $0 due and you wouldn't go through the payment screen. That's as easy as it is. That is filing the taxes. Really, all you need to worry about is the gross sales, how much of it was exempt, giving your total taxable amount, and how much that tax is based on your 7.5 or 8 or whatever county you live in. And then 15D is what portion of that total goes in 15D to the county. And that is the end of filing sales tax with the state of Florida. I know, again, a lot of states are the same. So please do your research, get a CPA. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, put it down below and I will try to help you figure out as much of it as possible as I can without being a licensed tax accountant, CPA, or lawyer, or without being there sitting in front of you and seeing your numbers and helping you. All right, as always, I appreciate you guys watching. Hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Share this video with anybody that you think could use it and it will help them. I would appreciate that greatly. Share it on your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram feeds, your stories. Share it everywhere. Let everyone know this video will help you in 2021 file your Florida state sales tax reportings, or pretty much help you with any other state because they're all kind of similar. Okay, have a wonderful day, guys. I'll see you next time.